Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tullahoma Living, or just plain living. It goes further than Tullahoma. Boy, that was a slip backwards.
What's so plain about it, John?
Huh?
What's so plain about it?
Because it's just plain living.
It's just
plain old living. Not nothing special. Just plain old living.
I think it's special, though.
Huh?
Don't
well,
you think
life
it's
period's
special?
special. It's all
Yeah,
special.
it's special. I'm Peggy Burton. I'm so glad to
And
be
she's
alive and
special.
be here. That's kind of you to say.
Well, you are. You wouldn't be here if you weren't.
Well, you're pretty special yourself.
I don't know about that, but we do what we do because we love doing it.
Yeah, I've been a little sad. We lost Sally Rhodes,
Yes.
who had a great commitment to her work at South Jackson Civic Center, and she was quite a character. Do you know that in her 90s she
Yes.
was water skiing and climbing trees, whatever was available. Sally was a unique individual.
You know, Fran asked me, she was studying her Sunday school lesson the other day, and she asked me, she said, who do you know that's a humble servant?
Quite a few people.
And you know, and you start thinking, well, you know, a lot of people do a lot of things, but a lot of people do a lot of things
For free.
for the reward that comes from doing them.
Right.
But there are those humble servants that do what they do, and the reward is the fact that they accomplish it.
Right, and,
You know, and
as a general rule, do not require accolades.
No.
Anything like
And
that.
Sally was one of those
She
people.
was one of those.
She
I
and
love
Bob
Sally.
both.
Yes.
Bob was a little bit more outspoken than Sally, but they were both wonderful people, and they did a lot for our community.
There will be a service for her on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I know at the Lutheran Church,
Okay.
the one that's close here, not on East Lincoln. Anyway, I loved Sally. She was a wonderful person.
She was that. It's hot.
It is very
It's
hot.
gonna get hotter.
I know. I went out to walk at 7 o'clock down the hill to get my mail, and I walk a lot. And then, you know, it was suffocating almost. I did the walk, but I was a little slower.
Right.
A little slower than usual.
Usual, yeah. So you know, I was talking with my cousin in South Louisiana, and she said they hadn't had rain in about 7 weeks.
Wow.
And she said the grass down there is just burnt up and the marshes are on fire.
That's scary.
And well, she said somebody was on the beach and had a fire on the beach, and it blew and set the grass in the marsh on fire. And now she said a lot of places where cattle usually graze,
That's
it's
really
on fire,
sad.
and it's just hot and dry.
People just got to be cautious. That in the hot weather like this, anything can start a fire.
Well,
almost.
and you talk about out west, and you think about that. And when I was doing my job with Eddie Bauer, I was in Washington and Oregon, and I came down to into Washington, Oregon, and you're thinking that's north.
Surely
That's
not
north.
Right.
And that night in Portland, it was 122.
Wow.
122.
That is wild.
And it was dark.
Have you?
And I thought, what in the world? Because I came, then I got to San Francisco and it felt like it was 12. I mean, and
Yeah.
it just everything sort of seemed backwards.
Right. We were. In fact, Bart's wedding, I believe, was the 1 month when the fires were up and down the west
Right.
coast, and we wanted so bad to take that out that highway that goes down the coast because I'd never been on it, but it was closed. We couldn't
Right.
get on it, and we could smell the fire and see the smoke. It was scary to me.
Yeah, I mean
I was anxious
that's
to
something.
see Tennessee.
That'd be, to me, I guess, if you think about what would be I don't know what the worst way to die would be, but I would think being burned to death would be pretty bad.
I don't like to think about it.
and drowning would probably be pretty tough too, where you just couldn't
Yeah, I don't
breathe.
know how long it takes to
Yeah,
drown.
but I'm pretty tolerant of pain that I'm used to.
Right.
You know, if you know somebody has, oh, I've got a pain here, and they're, you know, well, wake up in my body every day.
Yeah.
You know, but you get used to the
Yeah,
pain you carry
get used
around.
to pain, and you try to find ways to alleviate it.
Yeah. Well, the Tullahoma Wildcats lost their first football game.
They played a tough team.
They
didn't
played Stewart's Creek, which is a 6A school out of Rutherford County. Really good football team. And, you know, they only scored 3 big plays.
Good.
So, and we scored. So, you know, we did a good job, basically, playing a bigger, better school with better athletes.
Right.
So, we did a good job.
I'm proud of whatever they
Yeah,
did.
yeah, they did good.
They
There's
pushed
a
to
couple
do
of
the
things
best.
that I want to read here. And last night we had a 5.5 hour
I heard about
board
that.
meeting, not a board meeting, but a codes meeting, planning commission meeting, asking whether to allow this to be built or that to be built, and people were. Fran went over there and she said the city hall was full. You couldn't even
Well,
stand in the lobby. There was so many
That's
people there.
probably a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It shows that people are interested.
Yeah.
Can I mention quickly that Saturday night at South Jackson, we have on the courtyard stage outside.
Yeah.
Bring your chair. It's Carly and James, the young couple that wrote the Tullahoma song.
And they were in the country show.
And they were in the country
Formed it
show.
there.
And they're a cute little couple. And if you would come out, I think it's only $10.
Oh
And
yeah,
There's
it's a great
food,
place.
Food and drink for sale. So Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
So this is let's see, that's the wrong page.
You've been writing, or you just...
Eggs could fry on the bricks. Meters spinning too fast to read. Soles melting on my kicks. Sweat running down every crack I've got. Damn, it's hot.
Oh my gosh. That would tell the story.
Yeah.
I have been in that kind of heat so many times.
Let's see, there was something else here that I wanted. Well, that's not it. This must be on the wrong page.
That's not in your heat section of your book.
Sometimes I get all scrambled up. Occasionally end up fried. There are days you boil, some soft, some hard. I believe life is better served poached.
Poached eggs. I learned to like poached
Poached
eggs
eggs.
in Great Britain.
The heart is a valuable part of any equation. It is what takes you from nothing to something. But there are times when the heart is best used to fuel training.
That's good.
And for all of you out there, figure out which side of this you're on.
Okay.
You can hide in the filthy shadows, spewing jealous lies over those you wish to ruin, or humbly walk barebacked in the sun to the sound and smell of fresh sawn lumber, a hammer in your hand, a nail in your teeth. Either way, you're a framer.
There you go.
So,
Can I say something about horseplay while you're looking for the next one?
certainly.
Horseplay's fundraiser Saturday night in Lynchburg. It starts they open the doors at 6, and at 6:30 our band, South Jackson Street Band, starts playing. We have a lot of country show songs in that particular performance, and we're featuring Luann Seiler if she gets well. Luann, if you're out there, I hope you're getting your voice back. Anyway, Horseplay is such a fabulous group, and I encourage people to support that. We're proud to be part of this fundraiser. They'll have auction items and door prizes, lots of things like that. So come out, spend a little money for Horseplay in Tullahoma. I think that unless you've had a handicapped child that doesn't walk or certain things they can't do, you don't realize the importance of this kind of organization. It serves a big purpose.
Yeah.
And they're also looking for people to come and help train the horses or just ride the horses and be able to ride along. They always have two people beside the horse when a child is riding to make sure of safety. And anyway, it's a wonderful organization.
I've read this before, but yesterday I had a call from my cousin, Kathy Richard, which up here we'd pronounce Richard, but down there they pronounce it Richard. She's a Cajun girl, and we hadn't talked in a while. We talked for about 2 hours, and love her voice, love the way those people down there think about stuff. It's just, they're just free.
Yeah.
They're a very free bunch of folks. And my dad was born and raised down there, and we went to the farm quite often when I was a kid. And I've read this before, but I want to read this from my cousin Kathy. It's called The Pawpaw Tree. You know, sometimes experience brings a clarity of vision. See that shade tree over there in the side yard by the wash house? That's where my cousin Bubby and I took retreat from the noonday sun in Acadia Parish, Louisiana. Grandma would run us outside to keep us from being underfoot while she cooked lunch for the field hands. That was fine with us. Sometimes we would crawl under the house and lay in the cool dirt, but snakes liked it under there as well, so the shade tree became our arena. It was a China ball tree. Grandma called it the pawpaw tree. Why? I don't know. I didn't know because there were no pawpaws and no basket to put them in. We went anyway and did what young boys do. We rode stick horses into battle with stick guns and swords. We sailed the Gulf of Mexico. We were pirates, and good pirates we were. The days were filled with visions of conquest, plunder, and all the adventures that imagination could conjure up. The most magical part of the day, though, was in the evening when the workday was done. Bubby's and my grandpa James would join us under the shade, followed soon by his brother Page and his two grandsons, our cousins, in tow. Thomas and young Page lay with Bubby and me in the lush St. Augustine grass. The grandpas took a seat in one of the old metal rocking back chairs or the lattice and vine covered bench swing. Each of them had a cooler. One was full of ice cold Dixie beer and the other full of ice cold watermelon. At this point, the real magic of the old shade tree would unfold as they told tales of real battles fought, the real ships plundered, and the quest for Creole queens as they danced with the fireflies to the Zydeco band at the Fado. The last time I was in Acadia Parish at the farm, Bubby and I sat under the China ball tree and talked for hours. As we got up and walked toward the house, I glanced back to a long lost yesterday. I heard a rice truck crunching down the newly shelled road, and I saw the grandpas rocking in the darkening shade, smiling at me. At that instant, I finally understood why it was called the pawpaw tree, as Bubby's children and mine ran out of the kitchen door with sparklers in their hands, lighting up the night like Cajun comets.
That reminds me of my childhood, even though I wasn't in Cajun country.
That doesn't make any difference, the same thing.
I was lucky to have a great imagination. It kept me busy, and I had no clue that I wasn't having a good time.
Oh, to go to the farm, and not that Tullahoma's the city, but it's not full of horses and cattle and red ant hills.
Right.
and hay barns full of hay.
And pig trails.
And all the things that you could do, and the snakes and the garfish and the watermelons, and it was magic.
It was. My sister and I had a different opinion of what was going on. I always thought I was just having a good time, regardless of what it was. Washing dishes, hauling hay, I just thought that was part of a good time, but she kind of hated it.
She didn't like it. Well, Kathy, that's for you and all of my Cajun cousins down in South Louisiana. I gave her our website where she could watch what we're doing on YouTube, and she was excited about that. And stay well, dear, and take care of all of those coon asses down there, because I love them all. We'll be back after these messages.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We're back, and what we're going to do right now, and Miss Peggy's still here with me, and one of the things that we started doing, Peggy, about 10 years ago, is having songwriters, a songwriters session in the country show.
I started that. We opened a class.
Right.
Because I had met Randy Fincham and asked him if he would head a class, and that got started the songwriters, and I think it's developed.
Well, we had songwriters on before Randy showed on the country show.
We did, but that's when we started having classes.
Right, classes.
And so more got involved in writing.
Right, but and it's always fun because you get to hear where the songs actually came from.
Right.
You know, and the stories behind what caused them to happen, and they're delivered by the people who wrote them.
I thought all the stories, I loved the songwriting set.
Oh, it's wonderful. And on what we're going to show today is Marilyn Harris and Randy Fincham and Jim Sartain. And
I call him Sartain. Is it Sartain?
I call him Sartain. I mean, he needs a little bit of that on the end, you know.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He does.
Jim, he's good.
I thought
very good. They're all good.
All three of these songs were.
So
really
we're going to show a
interesting.
section of that right now. The three of them are going to entertain you right now with some original music, and it never gets better than the original writer singing their own song. Thank you for what you do, Nancy, John, and Marilyn.
I'll take off first then. Well, I know a lot of you sing in the shower, and a lot of you sing in the car to the radio, and probably several of you sing at karaoke night. So I decided to write a little song about a karaoke bar. It's called the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. If you love to sing, I know a place on 2nd Avenue. Won't you come down, order a drink, pick out a song or two? At 7 o'clock, the spotlight comes on. You can be a star at the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. We got Willie, Waylon, Owens, Cash, Hank Haggard and Jones, Loretta and Patsy, Emmy Lou, and a bunch of Dolly Parton songs. Just get up on stage, grab you a mic, and you can be a star at the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. One thing you should know, it's all country here, no pop, hip hop or rap. Give us some twang when you do your thing, we'll hoot, holler and clap. You won't be the worst, you could be the best, maybe the best by far at the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. We got Willie, Waylon, Owens and Cash, Hank Haggard and Jones, Loretta and Patsy, Emmy Lou, and a bunch of Dolly Parton songs. And get up on stage, grab you a mic, and you can be a star at the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. Oh, the big stars used to play here. This bar was a famous place. The stars have moved on, but we've got their songs. We just need a voice and a face. We got Willie, Waylon, Owens and Cash, Hank Haggard and Jones, Loretta and Patsy, Emmy Lou, and a bunch of Dolly Parton songs. Just get up on stage, grab you a mic, and you can be a star at the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar. At the Okie Dokie Karaoke Bar.
Miss Marilyn Harris.
That's great. I'm going to do a kind of a tongue-in-cheek song here. It's kind of funny, I think it's funny. Maybe I just think it's funny. About this old boy that cheats on his lady, and he loses his woman, and she comes into the bar, and he's kind of regretting it, and he's kind of whining to his buddy next to him, like, what have I done here? I call it, Look at This Girl. know she looked fine. Get a load of that guy, the look on his face, that smile used to be mine. Till I broke her heart, I let her love slip through my cheating fingers. Some guy walked in to pick her up. Man, what was I thinking? Take a look at that girl dancing on that floor. She always leaves them wanting more. She's turned every head here in this room. Take a look at that girl with the angel face. The way she moves is amazing grace. Now the only thing left for me to do is take a look at that girl. Buddy, listen to me, 'cause I ought to know how things can go so wrong. And if you got a girl you're cheating on, that girl's gonna get gone. 'Cause you'll break her heart, you let her love slip through those cheating fingers. Some guy like me will pick her up. Man, what are you thinking? Take a look at that girl dancing on that floor. She always leaves them wanting more. She's turned every head here in this room. Take a look at that girl with the angel face. The way she moves is amazing grace. And the only thing left for me to do, yeah, the only thing left that I can do is look at that girl. Look at that girl. Man, look at that girl. Ain't she something? Did I ever mention she used to be my girl? What the heck was I thinking?
Mr. Tim Sartain.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, Tim, she's pretty.
Thank you, brother.
This is very cool. When you pick up a guitar and you first start wanting to sing, it's nights like this that you dream of. Y'all having a good time tonight? Everybody thank you. We're having a great time doing this for you.
Yes, sir.
Dream come true to play in front of a few hundred people. It ain't always like that. When you start off playing in that, you have to play this thing called an open mic. When you play open mic, you're playing 10 DM on a mic.
I'll be darned. Y'all couldn't hear me.
Could you repeat that?
I was speaking poetic words of wisdom I may never have again up here. Y'all having a good time tonight? Well, good, because we're having a good time singing and playing for you, because when you want to get into music, this is one of the kind of nights that you dream about. And when you're trying to break into this music thing, it takes a lot of practice, and it takes a lot of, if you want to break into playing live, if you want to do it in Nashville, just up the road, you got to play something called the open mic. When you play open mic, you're gonna play after everybody else has played. You're playing at 10 p.m. on a Monday or a Tuesday, and you're not going to really have that much of an audience. And that's what this song is about. That kind of the drive it takes to get to moments like these. Thank y'all for giving us an ear, and this is an anthem for all mine. Thank you so much. Sitting on this bar stool, drinking dreams. Thinking thoughts of thinker things. Back leaning against the bar, waiting on my chance to play guitar. There's a round of riders up on stage. Some ain't good, some are like these two great. They give their one chance to shine. And when they strum that last chord, I'll have mine. All my troubles fade away when I'm up here on this stage, pouring out my heart in every line, singing my songs at open mic. Well, if God don't cut them, that's okay. I'm still proud of these songs I sing, like the one I wrote when my son died. It always leaves the whole room misty-eyed. All my troubles fade away when I'm up here on this stage, pouring out my heart in every line, singing my songs at open mic. I may not get paid a lot, but music is my gift from God. Thank you, Lord. I have everything I need, 6 strings away from all my dreams. All my troubles fade away, yes they do, when I'm up here on this stage, pouring out my heart in every line, singing my songs at open mic. Lord, I wouldn't change a thing about my life. I get to sing my songs as South Jackson goes country.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Fincham, Jim Sartain, and Marilyn Harris. 3 hit songwriters right here waiting for the audience.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
History about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch and John. We're here today for segment 73 of the Conversations with John and Pat.
Now I know that a lot of people out there think you boys spend a lot of time studying your subject matter and doing this, but Pat and I want you to know that we don't spend a lot of time. We lived a lot of this sort of thing. You remember the basketball teams, the football teams, what THS has done. I look, I've been around Chapel Hill and Tullahoma a long time, and we sort of.
Sometimes our perception may be slanted to our own.
It is,
view.
in my opinion. Yeah. It is, in my opinion, for sure. But Tullahoma is a wonderful place to live. But I started out in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, and over in Chapel Hill there is a strange ghost light over the railroad track, and
which we talked about in segment 1.
That was one of our best segments, Pat. And ever since that time, we've gone downhill.
But today, back. We're on our way back.
We're going to
73 will equal 1 if we can.
Yes, and the Chapel Hill Ghost Light is known for around this area. And when I was a youngster, I guess my father took me down. I can't remember how I got there. A lot of things you can't remember, but I remember standing on the railroad tracks, and these old codgers, like our age right now, they would be standing there telling me stories about the ghost light, and it wouldn't be anything but just we'd be looking out in the darkness, and they'd be telling these tales, and it just like telling ghost stories around a campfire. And you'd get sort of a chill, and then you'd see something down the way. Is that it? And it would come up or back or side, however, and And then it grew and grew, the name of the light.
And the appeal grew and grew. And we said, we were, in segment 1, John, if you'll remember, by the time that reputation came to Tullahoma, it came, especially in the 60s, that was a little bit ahead of my time, but a lot of the high school kids would take their dates to the light, and the women were more wanting to be a little cozy because they were afraid, and of course the male sometimes would kind of put him in a tough position. He had to act like he wasn't scared, and he was. But
let's get in the car and go.
Yeah, let's see that ghost light.
We're going to show a segment not too long ago.
Now, before you do it, now, John, I'm going to interrupt here.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had a lot of discussion, and on this publicity or media group comes in from Nashville and sloughs me out. And then also in segment 1, there's a little reluctance to tell about actually what's supposed to happen, how this ghost came about. A man was walking on the railroad tracks at some point, and when the train ran over him, he lost his head. And that is so grotesque that I think the Chapel Hill people try to gloss it over a little bit, maybe. But the light then is the ghost supposed to be looking for his head. And as you pointed out, it's hard to understand how you could look for your head. Normally your eyes would be in the head.
But a spirit maybe can do that.
Correct.
And that's
so you asked that question, and I couldn't believe it. You know.
And on this segment we're going to show in a minute. After we be quiet and let you see it.
After I be quiet.
No, both of us be quiet. There's a fella named Skip Agent who dies on the railroad track June 8, 1942, and from that time on the light was seen. Somebody indicated that his body was put there by somebody else. Who knows? I don't know that. That was just some of the talk. But the person who signed the death certificate was Ms. Mary Roselle,
who was not a coroner.
She was not the coroner. But she signed where the coroner would have a signature. She was just the county health nurse. She would give us our vaccines. You know, kids would line up. She would give us our shots, our vaccines, or whatever. She was a county nurse. She lived in Chapel Hill, but she was the one who signed the paper. I guess that's enough talk about this. We need to get probably to seeing what Channel 2 TV. They called me from Chapel Hill and said, "You've written this song about the light. Would you come and be interviewed?"
Did they say anything that we understand that you have a show in Tullahoma?
And a sidekick? No, I didn't mention your name at all, Pat.
Well, let me get one more lick in. We also talked about how could this light? Because there's no question that there is a light at some point, at some times. And I mentioned that there's a lot of fog in that area at certain times of the year, and that there's some theories that this light could be caused by refraction of light.
Fire.
And you pointed out
swamp gas.
Yeah.
Phosphorus.
Well, when I
air.
mentioned refraction of light, you said that was an awful nice term.
That's a big term. Who taught you? Max Weaver? Or no, Ms. Weaver. Who taught you?
Mr. Crossland had it for physics. They could have explained it. Just because y'all didn't have physics.
You're just too well educated, Pat.
Just because there wasn't any physics in Chapel Hill, don't criticize.
Sometimes you be too smart.
I never have had that problem. Let's roll the film, Philip. We regress.
Chapel Hill, the townspeople tell a tale of a strange light along the dark train tracks.
Some have reportedly even died just trying to catch a glimpse of it. Josh Broslow continues our day-long Haunted Tennessee coverage with a look at the mysterious Chapel Hill ghost light.
Many years ago along the railroad track one night, a man was walking home and held a lantern for his light.
A town of nearly 1,500.
He never heard the whistle scream or the mighty engine pound. He never even knew it when that freight train ran him down.
Chapel Hill is home to one of Tennessee's most haunted tales.
The engineer ran back in time to see the poor man die. But as he neared the tragic spot, a light rose in the sky. There's a ghost light over the railroad, shining in the Chapel Hill sky.
Claiming to have seen the Chapel Hill ghost light himself, songwriter John Rickman has heard just about every variation of the story behind it.
It's known pretty far and wide.
Most involve a headless signalman or train brakeman wandering the tracks using the light to guide his way. But if you ask Rickman, only one tale is true.
His name was Skip Agent.
Many years ago, Skip was hit by a train.
He was killed, and from that point on, the light was seen out here after that time.
The birth of the ghost light.
It goes across the track, sometimes sways back and forth across the track. Sometime it comes up, sometime it goes back, and you're looking for it, and then it falls over behind you some way. It goes behind you.
This picture, just one of many snapped along the tracks.
Unknown. It's a mystery.
Over the years, people have come from all over, spending the night along the tracks, even throwing parties.
And the crowds sometime would get so rowdy, and some even brought guns to shoot at the light to see if they could bring it down. And there was one person killed from Bedford County out on the railroad track. He was so enamored by the light that he came out here and got too close to the track and got hit by a train, as I understand.
Looking at the ghost light will make your blood run cold. It moves along the railroad track and haunts your very soul.
As the town of Chapel Hill expands, there have been fewer reported sightings of the light, but Rickman believes it's there, and believers will still show up, hoping for a glimpse of that mysterious ghostly glow.
A spirit holds a lantern high for all the world to see. For the old ghost light of Chapel Hill remains a mystery.
For Haunted Tennessee, Josh Breslow, News 2.
Well, as we mentioned, we will have stories like this in every newscast today. If you miss any of them, you can also catch them over at WKRN.com.
John, I'll have to admit that was a fine segment that Channel 2 had, but some constructive criticism, and I noticed that you hear both of us have been follically challenged with our hair, and you tried to cover it up with a hat from the national media.
Sun was in my eye. So, Pat, what I've been thinking about is how can we profit from this notoriety that the light is given. Is you know, we have some
not excessive profits. We're just talking about a reasonable profit.
You know, we have the Curleys, the Hayes, and the Stantons that give tours, and I just wonder if we might lead tours over there using some of these people.
The Ghost Light and the Trestle. We talked about the Trestle.
Yeah. And you mentioned though that a couple of these agencies only deal with cruises.
So we could maybe float the duck.
We could start out at Normandy Lake somehow.
Right.
I don't know how you get over the falls there.
Right.
But travel down Duck River. And,
I think it'd be a great experience.
Get out at Columbia.
And we want to re-emphasize now that we talked about taking dates there, and the first time that we talked this, we said if any women want to go, and you almost swallowed your teeth at the time thinking that I was going to, no, don't call us for an individual tour. No. We're happily married.
Nor would anybody want to, but I mean, we're not
probably
looking.
Probably so.
We're not looking for that.
That's correct. We're out.
I want you to know that.
But we certainly would take tours, and we're waiting for phone calls, and it'd be a great trip over there.
John Gray might even go with us.
He might.
But anyway, that was a good segment. We hope you enjoyed that. And
we may ask management to put our first segment back to back with the Channel 2 segment and run some kind of contest of who. You know, I'm not bashful about P-Head being good. That's enough. We are finished now with segment 73, and it was a fine segment, and we've got plenty more stories to go if management can stand one more trip. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with disodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Good morning, all you wonderful people in TV land. Thank you, camera lady and camera gentleman, for putting a real good, sharp picture on the screen. And we hope that you're having a good day. And speaking of South Jackson Goes Country, wow, that's a wonderful show and production that we all want to see because it brings back a lot of memories, and not only for this part of the show, but South Jackson Civic Center, that's such a wonderful part of the Tullahoma history. And not only that part of history and the show, but the music that comes with it, which brings us to our thought for the day, and that is music in Tullahoma. You know, when we were in grade school, in the first and second grade, we had those little triangles on a string that we'd beat, and that was part of our music lessons that day that got us started. And a few folks even took piano lessons back then. And speaking of piano, there was a group of ladies here in Tullahoma for many years that were wonderful musicians and could play the piano real well. And they organized, and it was one of the oldest and longest standing civic type organizations in Tullahoma. It was a music club. And I remember Ms. Rebecca Graham Thompson was active and a leader in the music club for many, many years, and Blanche Cook that served as organist for several churches here in Tullahoma. the music that was so wonderful, especially on holiday seasons like the Christmas season. They had music programs that was such a wonderful time, and the Christmas music choir for many years that performed at South Jackson. That was such a great thing. And you know, there are other music groups. For example, I mentioned this several months ago, that the American Legion Post 43 had the first marching band in Middle Tennessee. I think Nashville Post 5 had a band, but Tullahoma Legion Band was a wonderful group. They went to state conventions and they performed at national conventions, and in the early 30s came home with the national championship because they were such great musicians and performed really well, and were part of the music culture in Tullahoma. Then, you know, in 1939, our good friend Tut Pyram, that had been real active in the American Legion Band, organized a group that later became Tullahoma High School marching and concert band. Now they have, the current band, I think, has more color bearers than the Tullahoma marching band than we had in the whole band. There were 28 of us in the band. There were 7 rows and 4 abreast, and that 28 group could really, what they didn't make up in quality, they made up in volume, because they could really didn't have but one bass horn, had an alto and a baritone, and 3 or 4 clarinets, 3 or 4 saxophones, and several trumpet players, and some trombones, and I wanted to play football, but I wasn't big enough, so they said, hey, we need you in the band, and they made me play the bass drum that weighed 20 pounds more than I did, but we had a wonderful time marching and making racket. And you know, speaking of the American Legion Band, when they didn't perform downtown on Sunday afternoons and the big portable platform, they performed at the baseball games up at Wade Field in the afternoons, Sunday afternoons, and people came a lot of times just to hear the music as well as watch the ball game, of course. But it was great, and time went on, and I remember the barbershop quartets here in Tullahoma that was so popular for many years, and they performed regularly, and the Lions Club had the Lions Minstrels for a number of years. It had a lot of real good music in it, and they were not only real funny, but they were entertaining, and they brought a lot of culture and a lot of friends that got to perform. That were not really artists, but they loved to share whatever talent they had in the way of music with the community, and they were just wonderful. And the Paul Powell Dulcimer Association, organized 10-12 years ago, has meant a lot to Tullahoma and the area here, because people have come from Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Kentucky, all over to the annual Paul Powell Dulcimer weekend, and they perform, and that music is real good too. And some of them have performed on Tullahoma Living here with the Senior Citizens Group. They share that music, and the senior citizens have music programs within their activities. It means a lot. Now, 2 of the great groups that have performed and are practicing already, the Tullahoma High School Marching Band that has performed so well. I would guess they have 150 probably in the band now, that's directed by Mr. Coleman and his wife, and they do such a wonderful job. And their themes in recent years have been outstanding, with the big portable things that they've put on for the halftime shows that have been so wonderful and entertaining. And not only are those band players, they are musicians, and they are really good, and some of them have gone on to lead bands, high school bands themselves, and gotten their degrees in music, which means so much to them. And then Then the Aristocats, the high school chorus that's been such a wonderful part of the music department for so many years. And they are outstanding. They've been to many, many, many contests through the years and have won many, many trophies for their outstanding service. And they're really, really wonderful group, the Tullahoma High School Aristocats. And now with the DVDs and CDs and that sort of thing, it's a lot easier to share that music and make it available to everybody. And we just sure hope you have enjoyed the music through the years. We look forward to a lot more of it, and we thank you for watching. And remember, this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come, and we hope you have a real, real good day.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash junking up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
You know, Peggy, I know we've talked about this before. You said something about it at the beginning of the show, but some people still might not understand that several years ago there was a grant written, and I don't know whether it came from the state or it was some state deal, to build an outdoor stage in the back of South Jackson.
Right.
In that courtyard back there.
Which is really nice.
And it's a very nice stage.
The stage is beautiful.
R.J. Hayes
I think
designed it, pretty much built it by himself.
Well, Coley and Saunders' son Pike had a lot to do with that, the engineering of that.
Right. And so they built that, and there's numerous people go back there and play. You bring your own lawn chair. They have food, they have drinks, adult beverages, children's beverages, and it costs $10.
Costs $10.
And there's some great entertainment on there. Stan Allen's been out there, Connor Ostell and his band, John Cook and Kyle Copeland and that bunch.
A lot of good people, yeah.
David Johnson and
the tickets are only $10.
$10.
It's a nice evening thing to do.
A great place to be on a Friday evening. And now it's on a Saturday evening because of football on Friday nights. And this past week, Chase Clanton and the Vintage Vibes were out there. And of course, we followed Chase ever since he was about this tall, playing guitar at Daddy Billy's on jam
Chase has gone a long way.
A brilliant young man. He's manager of a radio station in Shelbyville now, graduated from college, and is producer, music producer, writer, and performer. And we're getting ready to take you to the backstage at South Jackson Civic Center and just show you how cool it is.
In the courtyard.
By, watching Chase Clanton and the Vintage Vibes in the courtyard at South Jackson.
Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, got a boy child coming. He'll be a son of a gun. He's gonna make the pretty women jump and shout, and then the world will know what the sun's about. But you know I'm young, yeah. Everybody knows I'm young. Everybody knows I'm here. I got a black cat bone, got a mojo too. I got the Johnny Cockaroo. I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna make you girl. Leave me by my hand, and then the world will know. I'm the Gucci man, but you know I'm young, yeah. Everybody knows I'm young. You know I'm the Gucci boy. Whole round world knows, yeah. Come on, Steve, let's do something. On the 7th hour, on the 7th day, on the 7th month, 7 doctors said he was born for good luck. That you'll see. I got $700, baby. Don't you mess with me. much. How y'all doing tonight? Thank y'all so much. Yeah. For the Chase Clanton Band, appreciate y'all coming out tonight. It's going to be beautiful weather. We're not going to sweat all night long for the first time. Hope you enjoy that and nothing else. And keep an eye on that chimney up there, because the swallows are going to start coming out pretty soon. Yeah, yeah. some kind of wonderful. She's some kind of wonderful. Okay, Tracy.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Have you got something you want to read,
Well,
John?
No.
No? Well, I'll remind
You just
people.
keep talking.
I'll
I'm gonna
remind
find something
people
about
of
that
the Horse Plays event and at the Pavilion in Lynchburg Saturday night. Opens at 6. South Jackson Street Band starts to play at 6:30. They have some wonderful door prizes plus auction items worth a lot of money. And Horseplay needs the money. They also need a lot of help. So I encourage you to come out and support this fabulous organization that works so hard to keep handicapped children walking on the legs of a horse. And I love that. It's a neat thing. You know, if you happen to have a horse you want to use, come out to Horseplay and give them your horse. If you have a horse that you're not using, would be a good thing to do. John, are you all right?
I'm looking now. I've got a mic problem.
Oh, okay. Is your mic off?
My mic's dead. That might be a good thing. There you go. Maybe that'll do it.
Okay.
But Horseplay.
Yeah.
Hey, Horseplay.
Saturday night.
It's fun.
It is fun. And
they're good folks.
They
do a good job.
They do a good job, and it's all volunteer. That's the thing. To keep it going, it takes money, just like every other. It's nonprofit, so if you donate to them, you get a tax cut.
Well, and with that said, we might as well get to the most important thing that's going to happen this week. It's the Coffee Pot Week. Tullahoma goes to Coffee County and plays Coffee County for the Coffee Pot, and there's also the military challenge that they do every year. That game, that rivalry game, has been chosen as one of the military rivalry games where they have contests on doing sit-ups all week and stuff. So it's at Coffee County this year, and it starts at 7 o'clock. Go see the Coffee Pot game and see if we can end up with the Coffee Pot here in Tullahoma.
That'd be great.
It would, and we will. Thanks, folks, for watching. We'll see you next time.